Once again, I'm going to point your eyes upward with my video. Blind man once told me, use your eyes, Carrie. Use your eyes and appreciate this astonishing creation we have. He had an accident with a firecracker blowing up in his face. The scars weren't nearly as bad as him losing both his eyes. Lost his sight. He said, always appreciate your sight, Carrie. So I'm going to pass that word of wisdom on to you, my viewers. Doesn't it excite you to see this magnificent creation and want to wake up every day and say, wow, what am I going to see today? What am I going to enjoy seeing today? How can I appreciate this astonishing gift of grace that God has bestowed upon me? This idea of being able to see is one of the most magnificent senses we have. So let's enjoy it every day. The Jews teach that God didn't just create in 6 days and rest the seventh and quit creating. But creation is an ongoing theme. God continues to create. It's exactly what the book of Moses in the Pearl of Great Price teaches. The creation is an ongoing process. Things come, worlds come, and worlds go. There's no end to the creative process of God. He is constantly involved in the world. So should we be. We're learning about the creation in Genesis now using our Hebrew. Our Jewish brothers teach us that God is continually involved in His creation, always using His divine creative powers. In the Doctrine and Covenants, section 88, verses 7 through 13, it talks about the Spirit of God being throughout all the immensity of space, in and through and by all things. All things have this Spirit in them. We learn that the V'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim. The Spirit of God hovers over the waters. That Spirit is active. It's energy. It's vibration. It is vitality. It is life. God didn't just create in 6 days and then sits back and does nothing. He is constantly involved in His creation. I love that thought. This is why every sunset is worth watching. This is why every creature that we see on this earth is worth looking at. This is why all things are alive and vital, and they have been described as being tov me'od, very good. We're learning that in the Hebrew of Genesis chapter 1. I continue to be astonished at this amazing creation that we have found ourselves in. The variety, the color, the shapes, the pure power of being alive. The world needs vitality. The world needs to find happiness, joy, contentment, peace. It begins with each one of us. Each one of us can make a difference. As we are vital, we can spread that throughout the world. Do you know what the world is most scared of? Joy. We are terrified of being happy. We put on this image and facade of being tough or impenetrable. It's a phony facade. We're terrified of joy. If we are scared to have joy, if we suffer after what Christ has done for us, is that faith? Is that gratitude? Or is that ego? It's not all about me. Me. No. God says the greatest commandment, love the Lord your God, and love your neighbor as yourself. But notice you are third. You are not number one. You are number 3. And by losing your life, you gain it. That is Jesus' words. By losing your life, by upbuilding others, teaching others, sharing in others' griefs, sharing in their exaltations and joys and accomplishments, just being there for someone when they really need company, by praying for someone else, by hoping for someone else, by giving of yourself. The ironic paradox is that you find yourself. And you find that by giving your life away, you gain joy. Because the world has become so stingy, so self-centered, so selfish, so greedy, they've lost the meaning of joy, happiness. Men are that they might have joy. Jesus said, I have come into the world and I have conquered the world. The world has been conquered through Jesus and His atoning sacrifice. That is the ultimate joy. He says, love all, forgive all, because if we want forgiveness, we too must learn to forgive. And then God will forgive us. Easier said than done. But I don't believe God would give us any wisdom or counsel or commandment that we cannot do if we're determined to. Do you want to be happy? If you want to be happy, turn to the light. That is the key. Turn to the light. In light, we have joy. In sharing, we grow. In giving away, we gain. That is a paradox, but it works. That's the message. Give of yourselves and learn joy. Try it. It will flat shock you what you find. I promise.